Hey guys, this is 101R Smith. Today I will be reviewing a Player Kai figure that I've never reviewed on the internet, but I've had for some time now. This is a requested review, and if you request any figure that I've yet to review, or any gunplot that I've yet to review on the internet that I already have, please feel free to ask at any time. Anyways, this is my review of Player Kai Cloud from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
So what if it looks hopeless? If it were me, I still wouldn't give up. Embrace your dreams. And, whatever happens, protect your honor as soldier. Well, okay. You never made soldier. But it's what's in here that counts.
Zach.
Well, you need a hand with him? You already beat him once, didn't you? This should be a cinch.
Yeah.
Cloud, you know what I told you.
That's right. I am your living legacy. I pity you. You just don't get it at all. There's not a thing I don't cherish. Stay where you belong. In my memory.
So here we go with another Cloud review, and this time this is the Cloud from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. This was my second Player Kai figure ever, my first one being Riding from Revengeance. And this one holds a lot of sentimental value to me. This was a gift bought to me from my best friend Veronica. We went to a comic stop, and I had been looking for this figure all day on my 22nd birthday. We found it. It was about $1.30. I was about $50 short, and she covered me. And it's worth a lot to me due to the fact that growing up, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I didn't get a lot of presents outside of family. I love my family, but I just was never very good in the friendship department. And to have someone who saw that something that I really wanted and would help me get that, especially someone that means a lot to me, just blew my mind. And despite the fact that I do think the remake Cloud is a little bit better than this one, I will never get rid of this figure. This figure means a lot to me. It represents a true friendship that I have in my life, and I'm just never gonna let it go. Once again, this is a request review by Delvin King. He's been waiting for this for about a month. I'm so sorry this took a while. I had to build some kits first, but again, if there's a kit or a figure that you want me to review that I already have, please feel free to ask. I will do it, but please be patient. Otherwise, let's check this out and see how awesome this thing is. Since I got this about 2 years ago, I unfortunately no longer have the box, but if you were curious, here's what it looks like. And now let's look at our Cloud Strife from Advent Children. I would say that this, up until Remake Cloud's release, was the best Cloud that I have ever seen. They took his CGI model from the movie and were able to get it completely right, all the way from the stitching to the belt buckles and everything. This is a very phenomenal looking figure. This figure was able to nail down his overall look from the movie very well. And I love the fact that the cape drooping down on his leg is actually posable. It actually has a copper wire inside of it that allows you to move it as if the wind was flowing or if he's doing some subtle movement. So let's look at some articulation here and see how really great this thing is. Okay, so first we're going to look at the head. It can go up and down. However, you're not going to get a full 60 like some other figures due to his collar getting in the way. So this is as much as you're going to get. Both arms can go out about 90 degrees, and they can circle around 360, but you're going to be needing to do some maneuverability in order to get the 360. Both arms have a single jointed elbow and wrist that allows you to move up and down or side to side depending on how you maneuver it. The waist can go up and lean back fairly well. The legs can go outwards parallel to each other. And you also have a nice double jointed knee that looks pretty good and hides the joint very well. As well, you get a toe joint and articulated ankles that rock up and down with ratchet joints. So overall, this thing is pretty solid and can move however you want it to do. And this thing just moves and looks very well. Now, the main accessories here are the fusion blades. 6 interlocking blades that create a badass Buster Sword. However, you cannot create the Buster Sword with the individual blades. But you do get a separate Buster Sword in itself. Now, Cloud, unfortunately, can only house about 4 of the 6 blades at a time. And the instructions tell you specifically which ones to have in his backpack. The big blade, unfortunately, just does not have room at all in this backpack to be held in it. So you're going to be using that most of the time, or you could put it aside separately. But it gives you a lot of options in how you want to pose Cloud. Speaking of which, here we are with the actual Buster Sword. And it's hit or miss. I like the original, but this one works as well. It gives you a lot of options, and I can see why the people behind the movie decided to make the fusion blades. It works as a Buster Sword. I just prefer the original. The other accessory you're going to get is his Geostigma arm that you will see Cloud in with 2/3 of the entire movie. What you're going to do is that you can take out his normal arm, and there's a peg in it that allows you to pull it out. I prefer Cloud's Geostigma arm because that's how he looked like through most of the movie. As well, it just helps differentiate the different Clouds, and I'll always remember him in this particular look due to his fight with Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. Really, it's up to you how you want to display your Cloud in. For comparison, we have both Cloud and Sephiroth from the Advent Children line, and you can tell that Sephiroth is a bit taller, which makes him up the scale with each other very well. We also have Dante from Devil May Cry 3. And finally, we have Remake Cloud next to Advent Children. Well, I'll reiterate that Remake Cloud, in my opinion, is better articulated than Advent Children Cloud. You really can't go wrong with either one. Which look of Cloud do you prefer, and which of his favorite moments that you prefer? The original 7 or Advent Children? They both look good, and they will be happy in your collection. Looking at this figure for a review and really looking at it for the first time in probably a good year honestly made me fall in love with it again, and I could see why I really wanted it a year and a half ago. This was at the time one of Square Enix's best Cloud figures they ever made. They nailed down the look so well, and they added such great detail like the stitching and the battle damage on Cloud's shoulder pad. You get a lot of great versatility with the fusion blades. If you're missing the Buster Sword, you get a Buster Sword in a newer version. And its overall look looks great. If you're a fan of Advent Children like I was, and I am, this is the best representation of that version of Cloud. Again, I'm gonna say this one last time, I think Remake Cloud is better, but it's not always about articulation. Well, okay, I'll lie. Sometimes it is articulation, but I like the look a little better because it's old school in a modern way. Remake Cloud is great. Advent Children Cloud is great, and you really can't go wrong with either one of them. I was so happy to do this review, and I do have a ton of Player Kai figures. On the way, I just pre-ordered Crisis Core Zack, The City of Lightning, it was nice to do this review and get to see why I love this kit, and to look at what I just feel is a physical representation of a great friendship that I have. And I'm so happy to do this review. And there are more to come. So this is 101 R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace!